Hello friends, today's lecture is based on Psilotum life cycle part second. This part second includes the sexual reproduction, gametophytic generation, as well as the alternation of generation in the life cycle of Psilotum. In our previous lecture, we covered the systematic position of the Psilotum, then number of species, number of species in India, as well as the occurrence of Psilotum species in Indian region or Indian area. Then sporophytic plant body, entire matured plant body of the Psilotum, the description of the habit of the Psilotum as well as its parts. Then we were covers the anatomy of the sporophyte. Anatomy of sporophyte includes transverse section of the aerial shoot. We already studied this. Then spore producing structure in the Psilotum, and spore producing structure is the synangium, and these synangia are the trilobed structures and they produce the many spores, and these spores are nothing but the mother cell of the prothallus or mother cell of the gametophytic generation. So in today's lecture we are starting with the gametophyte of the Psilotum. Okay, now point here you see in the photograph, a photograph shows the prothallus showing antheridia and archegonia. Okay, prothallus is nothing but the which is the juvenile stage or very initial beginning stage of the gametophytic plant body. Okay, and this prothallus is nothing but the gametophytic plant body, and when this gametophytic plant body produces antheridia and archegonia, and antheridia produces sperms, archegonia having the egg which is the female gamete and sperm is the male gamete. Both are haploid structure, and fusion of male gamete sperm and female gamete egg is takes place, and diploid zygotic condition is formed on the prothallus, and that diploid zygote goes in the cell division. It goes in the mitosis and it produces the embryo which is the inconspicuous in nature, and that embryo further produces the sporophytic plant body from the prothallus or gametophytic plant body. So in this way, this is the alternation of generation in the Psilotum. Okay, now this photograph shows the prothallus means gametophytic plant body, okay, which is the juvenile stage or very initial stage of the sporophytic plant body, and this gametophytic plant body causes the sexual reproduction. Okay, you see in the photograph the a photograph which is the prothallus or gametophytic plant body, and toward the periphery the reproductive organs are there. Reproductive organs are embedded in the prothallus and somewhat projected from the prothallus. So in this way the many antheridia and archegonia are attached to the single prothallus, and this prothallus is develops after the germination of the spores, which spores are produced by the synangia. Okay, so in this way this is about, and in B diagram that is the structure of the matured archegonium. Archegonium, you see archegonium, there is a flask shaped structure, venter, so basal venter is there which is the solar structure, upper neck is there, neck contain neck canal cells, venter contain venter canal cell, and at the base of the venter there is a egg which is the non-motile structure. That egg is the haploid, and haploid egg contain the haploid female nucleus, and the mouth of the archegonium is covered by the cover cells. So these are nothing but the lid of the mouth of the archegonium. Now this is the antheridia. Antheridia are circular nature, they are multicellular structure, and at maturity they produces the many sperms. Okay, now see the description. Point number 1, spore is the mother cell of gametophytic generation. Okay, number 2, on germination it produces a gametophytic prothallus. Okay, number 3, the mature prothallus is a simple parenchymatous structure, and mature prothallus is simple and made by the parenchyma cells, measuring 0.52 2.5 mm in diameter. The diameter of the prothallus is 0.5 to 2.5 mm, okay, and up to 20 mm in length, and length of the prothallus is up to 20 mm. Means what? The prothallus is very small, which is the just like inconspicuous structure, okay. Point number 4. The surface of the prothallus is covered with unicellular rhizoids, antheridia and archegonia. Many rhizoids are produced by the prothallus. Along with rhizoids, male and female reproductive organs, antheridia and archegonia, also produced by the prothallus. Okay. Now the sex organs. Point number 1. The male and female sex organs are antheridia and archegonia respectively. Male is the antheridium, female is the archegonium, and both are multicellular structure. Both are covered by the sterile jacket layer. Antheridia produces the sperm called as the male gamete. They are haploid containing single male nucleus, and they are motile structures. Why motile? Because they having the many flagella, so they are multiflagellate structure and they are motile. On the contrary, the archegonia having the egg, which is the female gamete, which is non-motile structure, the egg having the single female nucleus. Okay. Number 2, they are scattered over the surface of gametophyte. The antheridia archegonia are scattered, diffusely arranged on the prothallus. Number 3, the gametophyte is monoecious. Monoecious means what? Plant body is the single, and single plant body produces the antheridium as well as the archegonium. Such sexual differentiation is called as the monoecious. In dioecious condition, what happens? Male plant body is there, male prothallus is different, female prothallus is different. Male prothallus produces antheridia and female prothallus produces archegonia. But in the Psilotum, the gametophytic plant body is the monoecious, so that single plant body produces antheridium as well as the archegonium. Number 4, antheridium. It is small structure. Why it is small? Basically, prothallus is very small. Its length is maximum 20 centimeter. So that ultimately antheridia archegonia are small. Antheridium, it is a small, spherical means circular, partly projected above the surface. It is partly projected and partly embedded in the prothallus, partly projected above the surface of the prothallus. Okay. It has single layered jacket. This antheridium is further covered by the sterile jacket layer, which is the protective layer, and this is the unique characteristic of antheridia and archegonia. They are covered by the sterile jacket layer. Okay. It has single jacket of 10 to 12 sterile cells. This is the number of cells in the jacket or covering, which encloses a mass of spirally coiled multiflagellate antherizoids. In young condition, the antheridium having the androgonal cells. They also called as sperm mother cells, and at maturity, these each androgonal cell or each sperm mother cell produces the single multiflagellate sperm or antherozoid or spermatozoid, also called as male gamete. Okay. Number 5, archegonium. It is almost completely embedded in the tissue of the prothallus, and only part of the neck is projecting out. In case of antheridium, it is partly projected above the surface, but in case of archegonium, it is majority embedded in the prothallus. Only neck, means mouth of the archegonium is come outside the prothallus. Neck is made up of 4 vertical rows of cells with 4 to 5 cells in each row. Neck is made by the 4 vertical means straight, vertical rows of the cells having the 4 to 5 cells, means there are 4 to 5 neck canal cells. It has 2 canal nuclei. Neck canal nuclei are 2. A venter canal cell is there, and an egg cell. An egg cell is always present below the archegonium. Now the young sporophyte. Now at the time of fertilization Anthridium is matures, Archegonium is matures, both are ready for fertilization. Okay, at the time of fertilization or before the beginning of fertilization, the neck canal cells, the venter canal cells, they will be disappears, they will be degenerate, and they dissolve and form the mucilaginous substance. Due to that mucilaginous substance, pressure comes on the mouth of the archegonium, which is covered by the cover cells, so that due to inner pressure of the mucilaginous substance, the cover cells become a loosen from their union. The mouth of the archegonium becomes open, and at the same time antheridia will be ruptures, and the sperms will be releases, and with the help of water, because water is essential for fertilization, with the help of water the sperms can be migrated from antheridium to archegonium. At the same time, that mucilaginous substance also attract the sperm due to their chemical nature, and that chemical, that is called as chemotactic mechanism. That due to that chemotactic mechanism, or due to that smell of the gelatinous substance, the sperms are attracted toward the mouth of the archegonium. Mouth of the archegonium already opens due to loosen of the cover cell. Due to mucilaginous substance, the sperms are easily entered in the archegonium, and archegonium contain egg, which is the female gamete, and sperm contain the male nucleus. In this way, male nucleus in the sperm, female nucleus in the egg cell fuses, and diploid zygote is develops at the position of the archegonium. When the diploid zygote is formed, that zygote goes in the cell division, which is the mitotic cell division, not meiosis. Basically there should be meiosis, but meiosis cannot take place in the pteridophytes, but in case of bryophytes the meiosis takes place, so that gametophytic plant body in bryophyte, which is the haploid. But in case of pteridophytes, the sporophytic plant body is always diploid, because it is directly developed by the zygote is diploid, then diploid embryo is formed, and diploid embryo produces the underground rhizome, aerial shoot, and further the shoot becomes a branched dichotomous branching is formed, and in this way entire diploid sporophytic plant body develops in the Psilotum. This is about the alternation of generation in the Psilotum. First main plant body is the sporophytic plant body, which having the synangia having the sporogenous tissue diploid, meiosis takes place, haploid spores are developed, haploid spores germinate, haploid prothallus means gametophytic plant body develops, gametophytic plant body produce haploid multicellular antheridia as well as the archegonia. Fertilization takes place in the sperm and egg cell, and diploid zygote is formed, and diploid zygote produces the again sporophytic plant body. In this way sporophytic plant body alternate with the gametophytic alternate with the sporophytic plant body. Okay, now see the description. Point number 1, the diploid zygote is formed by the fusion of male and female gametes. Okay, we already discussed now. Number 2, it is a mother cell of sporophytic generation. We already discussed. Number 3, it increases in size and eventually almost completely occupies the cavity of the venter. Just we have discussed. And last point, which is also discussed now, it divides and form the embryo, and embryo forms new sporophytic plant body, or from embryo new sporophytic plant body can be developed. Now this is the reference. This is the reference book, textbook of botany, diversity of microbes and cryptogams, written by Singh, Pandya and Jain. I have used this book while preparing my PowerPoint presentation. Thank you.